Hi, we're watching EVS, but look, I just want everyone to see timestamp 640. And this is what we're going to discuss. Mr. Erik Larsen, just super shocked that Larsen would say this. It looks like his palm is giving birth to his thumb. How is it possible that this artist has never seen a hand before? And this is a response to SJW Spider Man. Uh, Jawbreaker's Lost Soul panels are leaking as well. It's not a leak. The book's out in the wild, so whatever to that. And this is what we're discussing right here. Yeah, let's talk about this. Hey, everyone, how are you today? Okay, so I was up all night working on the comic, working on Jawbreaker's video 2. Crashed out for a little bit, woke up to a tweet. And, well, this is a part of the tweet. You might be saying to yourself, Pete, what are you doing? It's like 7 o'clock in the morning and you're drinking a beer. Well, I figured I'll have a beer with Erik Larsen, one of my artistic idols. I remember when Larsen took over for McFarlane in Spider-Man. I think McFarlane hurt his hand, might have been issue 16 or 18. Larsen came in, and Larsen was coming from Amazing Spider-Man, also taken over for McFarlane. And oh my god, I love Larsen's style. I just felt like he was a true inheritor of the mantle. Erik Larsen just fired my imagination. Especially when he hit Savage Dragon. I felt that the USA Network, when they optioned and produced the Savage Dragon cartoon, I felt like they were the ones that had the foresight of what that property could be. HBO had their thing with Spawn, but it was definitely Larsen's colors, imagination. He was able to lock in on the 90s style, and I would say maybe of all of those guys, all the Image founders, his style carried on through the 2000s and beyond, and even today. And then, like, something happened with his art. His art lost its cross-hatching, lost its detail, it lost its there was a level of completion to his artwork at one time, and I realize some of these are platitudes. So Erik Larsen made a tweet, and he was obviously drunk, and I just thought I would have a drink with Erik Larsen. I believe he might be in San Francisco, so 3 hour time difference, maybe, right? he could still be rocking and rolling. So, cheers to you, Mr. Larsen. So, the one thing to understand that Erik Larsen and the Image founders were as hot as they were because their artwork went hard and exact and thin, and the rest of the industry was using brush, so everything was just rounded and puffy. Again, we're talking platitudes here. This is going down quick. So the Image guys had a style that was in direct opposition to the status quo. Proportions, anatomy, point of view was anarchy. And because of that, and because they were younger, most of them, they were able to create characters that just were superior. They were angrier, more violent looking, more the lines alone brought this energy through the page. So Larsen sends this tweet, which totally befuddles me. It befuddles me from a point of view that Larsen is coming off as he's just desperate. He's desperate for attention. That's why he's virtue signaling. That's why he's aligning himself with SJW Spider-Man. Who, I gotta admit, SJW Spider-Man is just a funny name. If Marvel had real grit, they would make that book. They would make an SJW Spider-Man book. If Marvel had balls, but it doesn't seem like they do. I would buy an SJW Spider-Man book, or buy and download one, because I refuse to go to comic shops nowadays. So let's do a little experiment. I want to find the baseline. It's been a while since I read Savage Dragon, but I admire the book so much because the arc of Savage Dragon is just phenomenal. It was a childhood hero that he created, a childhood drawing, and became this bloody, hardcore, like adult, maybe like single X, definitely rated R, superhero book, unique for its time, fitting for the 90s and early 2000s. Savage Dragon, there were babies, he fought God, like all of these things. It was chaos. People loved it. I think he had a nude variant cover, like, you know, like Erik Larsen popularized the Obama as a comic book character, comic book icon. He's the one that did feature Obama first in comics, and then the Amazing Spider-Man comic is the one that everyone goes to. But Larsen did it first. And he brought the character, kept the origin secret until the 20th or 25th anniversary Image Comics hardcover, which I bought just for the origin, just for that, and to see what McFarlane was doing with Mr. Miracle. So the character goes from like street level superhero to he goes cosmic. Larsen totally channels like Jack Kirby and so much of his work, especially the Savage Dragon like space cosmic run. And then along the way, I just lost track of the character. I believe the character has died, and the Savage Dragon's son, his son now is the Savage Dragon. And I flipped through the book a few times the last time I was in the comic shop, and the artwork just came off as lazy, totally lazy, and there was just nothing there to pull me in. So we're going to do a little experiment. We're going to hit the table, and we're going to buy the newest issue of Savage Dragon, available now, like whatever's available now on Comic Xology. And I want to see where Mr. Larsen is art-wise to even criticize someone like Malin, who is at this point infinitely talented. A talent like Malin on an X-Men book, letting Malin plot and draw an X-Men book would bring X-Men back into prominence. Malin's one of those guys that can Malin not only can move the needle, but he can be the needle. And it's laughable that Larsen takes this high horse position against Malin, because every time you're on the high horse, you can guess what happens. There you go, check it out. Check out the date. Let's do this. Alright everyone, we're back. We're at the table with some of my beer. Let's get this out of the way. This is my Indiegogo, by the way. It's upcoming. We are downloading the new issue of Savage Dragon right here in real time. Savage Dragon 241. All right. Let's just do this. I would just say, starting out, this is somewhat of a it's an okay cover. I always liked Larsen's color options. He never steered away from bright colors. I feel like the rest of the industry went away from bright colors, but Larsen stayed true to it. Nice. Look at these. Look at these hands. Wow. What is happening there? I love it how, even though this is supposed to be full-size artwork, his line weights and the way how he's going about finishing his work just doesn't seem complete. A lot of this just seems like sketch work to me. And I don't know what this is all about. I mean, how is this not gratuitous? But again, this is the world that Larsen creates, and we buy into it. But at this time, it seems a little too much. He's drawing Kirby hands, but he's not Kirby, and he's not emulating Kirby anymore. We're just going through. Oh my god. I thought I saw this. I thought, oh my god, what is this? Erik Larsen! Erik Larsen is using Photoshop trace backgrounds. He always said he didn't like drawing cars, but notes out there, look how creative this is to not draw a car. Bravo. That's good there. That's cool. What is happening with these backgrounds? You're telling me you can't pen and ink this in? Especially here in like a couple minutes? Wow, look, over here too. Erik Larsen is tracing backgrounds. This is a Photoshop filter. How can he do this? But like, is this superior than mail-in? This is just off. Like they're not even finished. The rendering's not even complete. Erik Larsen knows how to construct a page. I always gotta give him credit for that. The use of white in here is just very well done, very well thought through. More trace backgrounds, more Photoshop. This is some filter. I don't know. I mean, this is not even close. I mean, look, if I'm rating this on the standard that Larsen did in that tweet, this is a complete failure. I'll be honest, the Savage Dragon funnies, this seems better than Savage Dragon. I would be more excited to read this. Alright, so this is SJW's tweet. So let's just be clear. What's the difference between this and this? Can we get them both in the same frame? What's the difference between these two hands? I don't know, Mr. Larsen. Must be nice on that high horse.